Half-time then at the Singapore National Stadium. The SUNWOLVES, perhaps surprisingly for some people, leading by those 14 points to 3. And just a solitary try that was scored by them, by their ace, Takito Yamada, on the right wing. Well, a lot of people felt that the SUNWOLVES might well struggle at scrum time, but what they did do is brought some very inventive play amongst the backs. And when they did put it onto the boot, everything seemed to work for them, including the bounce eventually. But there was still a lot of work for them to do, yeah. And Andrew Duratalo, who took it up, made sure that, well, he didn't quite make sure that there was steady possession. The support came after that. And then the right wing, just watch how he finishes this off, Yamada. Little slither turn and a vital try then for the SUNWOLVES.
Oh, it's brilliant work and then setting it up, making sure that they keep the Stormers. The quick play from that direct was what set it up. ROUND12's kick was very decisive, and it made and it created a situation where the Stormers were backpedaling. Yamada was the man who made the pass to Duratolo, but look at the way that the winger goes on about his work, looking for the opportunity to score a try, and then availed himself on the corner for his 8th try of the season.
So 8 out of 8 he got then, and just having a look at those half-time stats.
Oh, the penalties conceded by the Stormers, something that's going to be disappointing for them. Tackles made, you can see already just one. They're very accurate in their tackling. At somewhere where they want to make sure that their carries is something that they want to gain more gains from, and maybe make sure that they turn the pressure back into the SUNWOLVES. From those penalties that they were, it was 6 turnovers that happened from the breakdown, so a lot of work to be done.
So there we have it then. Look at meters made there. The Stormers 195 against 104. Perhaps that tells you a little bit about the quality too.
The turnaround of 36 carries to 104 meters just shows you 75 carries, 195. So it's been the quality, and the offloading from the Stormers is starting to come on. But it's something that they have to make sure that they can protect their own ball.
So that's the halftime score then. SUNWOLVES 14, the Stormers 3. Welcome back then to the National Stadium here in Singapore, where the Sunwolves, if you've just tuned in, are leading the Stormers by those 14 points to 3. The Stormers in the dressing room are obviously getting a pretty determined talking to from their coach Robbie Fleck as he leaves the huddle right now, and I'm pretty sure they know what they've got to do in the second half. And the Sunwolves, well, it was a half certainly to cherish and to savour. They pretty much got everything right that they looked to execute, including the extra try that they got. And well, the big question will be whether or not they can actually find the same form that they had in the first half in the second to put pressure on the Stormers, because often we see perhaps games of two halves, and that could possibly be the case. Well, in the meanwhile, the coach of the Sunwolves, Mark Hammett, is going to be chatting with Anyani Shamangi downstairs.
You must be pleased with that effort in the first half.
Yeah, I think particularly defensively, it's something we've been working hard on the last couple of weeks, and it's paid off. Obviously, a good 40. Now we need to try and equal that in second half.
How's the mood in the change room?
Oh, good. I mean, they've had to work hard, so we have to make some replacements, but they have as well.
Thanks for chatting to us, Mark.
Thanks, Jimmy. Cheers, bro.
So part of the crowd then, and as we said earlier, there's a lot of South Africans in this crowd out to come and watch the Stormers. I bumped into Johan Berger a little bit earlier, who's living in Singapore now. He had bought his tickets a few weeks ago for this particular match. And of course, plenty of Sunwolves supporters too. Quite difficult, I would imagine, Kabani, with playing your home games in two different places. A little bit like the old Cats used to do, eh? You guys in Bloemfontein and Johannesburg.
Yeah, it does bring a bit of difference. Bloemfontein has got its own sort of atmosphere and what it brings out from the players, and it's always good for the players from the Cheetahs to come back and play in Bloemfontein, especially Super Rugby game. And it's a different Alice Park, Alice Park, and what kind of experience that you get from that. And I mean, for these players, different crowds. Last week they were down in Tokyo, now they're up here in Singapore. They seem to enjoy it. I think it does a lot for the team as team building and having to sit together. But Peter Steph Tutor, what a first half he's had with those 13 carries. It's not just the carries, it's the line out, it's the calling of the line out. And every time he's made runs, he's made over the game line. You can see all the co-captains now, as all teams are using, really trying to inspire his pack, trying to inspire the lads so they can come on and show a bit of an effort from the second half, something that could be proud of at the end of the game.
Shimmy, no changes to the teams that finished at half-time by the looks of things.
No, not at all, Kevin. I think they'll probably stick with the same. I think with the Stormers, you're going to see the substitutions come on early, just lacking energy at the moment. You see Robbie Fleck not happy at half-time, and Mark Hammett, interesting enough, quite calm, relaxed. And for the Sunwolves now, I think quietly it just comes about belief. They find themselves in a good position. Can they finish it off is the question.
Yeah, I guess for them too, they made a lot of tackles. There were a lot of physicality in that first half, and with some relatively aging players in their squad. You're not expecting the same from them with some early replacements too?
Yeah, look, Mark Hammett did mention it purely because of the defensive load they've had. They've been forced to make plenty of tackles, so they might also make some changes just to energize the team. You look at a guy like Shota Hori on the bench, the captain or the ex-captain, he's on the bench, he can add impact. So they've really got one or two players that can make a difference.
Well, they've got 12 international players in their team too that play for the Brave Blossoms, which of course is the Japanese national team. So they'll understand what pressure's all about and perhaps how to deal with it. There's Andrew Duratalo. Well, the penalty count is really going against the Stormers this evening, and it's undoing a lot of the good work that we see from them from time to time. So Tusi Pisi, a relatively easy kicking style, doesn't always kick at major distances, but pretty accurate.
Yeah, another breakdown penalty for the Stormers. Coming in from the side was Mal Herbert, spotted by the referee Paul Williams. And those penalties, most of them conceded on the opposition's half, taking away their attacking opportunities.
Takeshi Kuju gets that throw in perfect to open up an opportunity here for the Sunwolves. So another big kick that onto Cheslin Colby. He does really well to pluck that out of the air. Peter Steph very much the go-to man in the Stormers team in the first half. And he did remarkably well, as we saw from those stats a little bit early on. Duplessis, Malherba. The Stormers in a relatively deep position now. Jean-Luc Duplessis' kick maybe hasn't quite gone the distance he would have liked. All just a little bit messy until Richard Carpenter picks it up. Just wonder to what extent as well, playing for the first time in a new stadium on a new field, just affects your rhythm a little bit and you're not able to really get going. Because quite honestly, the Stormers have no real rhythm yet in terms of dominating a game.
I think what they really want to do is want to do the basics pretty well from the start, and make sure that they set up the right targets, get themselves in the positions and win the small little battles. Make sure that the players just encourage themselves and show their energy, and the enthusiasm comes from one player inspiring another player by doing the hard work and doing the tough things first, and then after that, let that carry on.
Yeah, and perhaps, you know, you look at, they went down, twisted his knee, but you look at the Stormers. I mean, they've just warmed up here. They've still got a guy like Skumbuzo Noche who can light this game up in terms of ball carry. Scout Berger will always add energy. Vince Cox, so there is some ammo on the bench, you know, if they need to go there. But really at the moment, just lacking rhythm on the Stormers. As you see the knee, I think Reinhard Alstad landed on the poor wing's knee and it buckled in there.
No, he's certainly in a lot of pain, so that looks like that could be the end of his evening. And that's most unfortunate, that too, for John Stewart. After traps all the way across the field.
Bad luck there.
And I would imagine the Sunwolves getting ready to bring on a replacement.
Let's start again.
So there we have it then. Confirmation that Uwe Passetti Paella is on the park then in place of John Stewart. So Paul Williams just making sure the players understand what he wants at scrum time. Haven't seen a huge number of scrums tonight, and certainly that surface looking like it's really standing up pretty well. It's what you expected, Kabani.
Yeah, no, stood up very well. Scrum from the Stormers has been strong in this game. Just try and use it more as a launching pad so they can get themselves into this game.
Well, there was an expectation that certainly the lineouts and the scrums would belong to them, but the scoreboard doesn't at the moment. And they'll want to show some patience, but they're also desperate to get points. It was very early in the match that their 3 points came from Jean-Luc Duplessis. For the rest, it's been pretty much the Sunwolves who've made the running. Here's Richard Carpenter. Iwasa. Quickly through the hands there to Moli.
Advantage over!
They haven't enjoyed a lot of great front football. The game's been a lot about defence for them. Super tackle there from Scoran Tabeni. Read it extremely well. Came in from the blind side.
Use it!
Little pop pass there from Shinosuke Kakinya. Well, if there was some concern that they were not going to get enough possession in this match, the Sunwolves, that they've had, they've certainly made good use of. Opening up a bit of space. Here's another chance for them. Charging down. And a quick pass. That's brilliant play from the Sunwolves. They're not able to finish it off yet. Just got so close. There was sleight of hand.
I think you might have that.
And the referee is probably going to have a word with the assistant referee.
Time off. Are you happy to rule this one? You happy? Okay.
Well, Shohei Kobo, the assistant referee on the far side, a very unemotional look suggested to me that that was maybe not a try, but it's been awarded. And again, some great work from the Sunwolves in carrying that ball upfield.
It's a defensive line that was broken first. Over an advantage line, the Sunwolves got an opportunity, was on the blind side. Tusipisi does well to retain position. Gets the man who's there again. Always 9 tries this season, Yamada. Gets opportunity to place the ball on the touchline. And at the end, all within his rights to do that. Does a spin, is allowed to place the ball.
Ooh, yeah, should have
Finally
gone
at the end,
upstairs.
go to the line.
He might have had 2 or 3 goes at it.
Yeah, he should have gone upstairs for that.
Time off.
I think they've looked at it again.
Takashi.
Well, there's been no conversion yet, so the referee,
Takashi,
Paul Williams,
can you please bring that visual
has
back up
espied
again
something on the big
of the try
screen.
scorer? I just want to have a look at that.
I think there might be a real question mark against whether
No,
this try
have a
should
look.
be awarded.
Yeah, Gavy's got to have a closer look at that. For me, it looked like he had a
No,
go
no,
once
no,
or twice
no,
at
no.
it. TCPC's not interested. He wants to
Of
take
course
it.
not.
Yeah, he knows that they can't take it upstairs after he kicks a conversion.
Takashi, are you there?
Shimmy, have you got the same viewpoints as us? We'll hopefully see it again.
We're going to have a look at it now on the big screen, but you need to look at that again. You know, from the outset, when I saw that replay, it looks like he has a go. Once or twice, it could be deemed he's actually playing the ball on the ground there.
Now, the law is very clear when it comes to that. You're not allowed to make more than 2 movements.
Takashi, can you hear me?
And the crowd's not happy about that, but just on the Stormers bench, some movements. Kalkberger, Bongi Bonambi and Nick Groom ready to go on.
Yeah, he's a man on the ground. Here's the first goal here, trying to place the ball on the line. Oh. It's a tough one.
I don't think so, personally.
Either side.
I reckon that ball was rolling around, you know. You go down, you're allowed one opportunity once you've gone down there to place it or to pass it. And
So Takashi, what are you telling me? Try, yes or no?
And the question's pretty simple, Gav. Try yes or no.
sometimes the answer isn't that easy, though, Shimmy.
That's not, is there any reason why I can't award the try? Try yes or no, I mean.
Yeah, it's coming now.
I think there's a very clear picture on the big screens here in the stadium. So Paul Williams himself, I'm fairly sure, will have an opinion on this in some way. That ball hasn't even reached the line yet.
I don't think you can award this.
Those are all the angles, Takashi.
You know, it's playing a ball on the ground.
Actually,
at the
I'll
end.
tell you what I've
Could be a
seen.
penalty.
But where do you actually see the ball hitting the line?
Short of the line. He's then tried to push the ball out over the line and score the try. So I'm coming back for a penalty against the Sunwolves. Penalty blue. Do you agree? Thank you. No try.
Well, good on him. It's not easy making these decisions, but the camera doesn't lie, does it?
Right, and it is the right decision. And well done to the ref. He spotted that, you know, he could have gone on ahead, but he's overruled his assistant ref there, and it's a good decision for him.
Harumichi Tatakawa there just getting the message from the referee. It's a penalty for Jean-Luc Duplessis. Tight up against the touchline for a left-footed kicker, so he'll look to just try and banana it into touch. And on come the Stormers replacement, Shimmy.
Yep, and just trying to add some energy into the Stormers team. Tell you what, if that try was awarded, Stormers would have been in big trouble. So still an opportunity for them, still plenty of time. But the players they've brought on will definitely add impact in terms of ball carry and general energy around the field.
So you see the replacements. Nick Groom mentioned there. Scott Berger is on for JD Schickerling. So Ronald Elstadt will move into the lock position.
A little bit of patience, please. Got an AR standing in front of you.
And Bogdan Manabi, who certainly, I feel, he's throwing in the lineouts, has improved immeasurably in the last season or so.
Wide.
It's really hard work here for Nizam Carr to try and set up that ball for Nick Groom. It's a great kick that from Groom. Great kick from Groom. The bounce didn't favour the Stormers once again. It's another great little grubber kick from the Sunwolves.
Offside. Number. Offside. Shot.
No number right now, but it's offside. So
Shot.
They're going to have a go at goal here, the Sunwolves. Then it's another opportunity to further dent the Stormers' reputation.
I think also
Let's go through the captain.
The penalty count, Gobani, against the Stormers is mounting, isn't it?
It has mounted. 2 penalties were given away by the Sunwolves in the first half, and the Stormers now onto their 9th penalty, and they're always giving them either losing an opportunity to attack in the half of the Sunwolves, and now they're giving them another opportunity for Tusipisi to just add on to that scoreboard pressure, and that deficit is going to start to work in the minds of the Stormers.
It's been such a long time since those 3 points for the Stormers came, and they had that big charge at the line through those 20 phases where the Sunwolves defence held well. And now Tusipisi got an opportunity to stretch this lead to 14 points, which psychologically becomes a factor too. Started this match with 83 points and a 78% success rate. They certainly got the distance. Once again, it's a straight one. 4 penalty goals then belonging to Tusipisi, the fly half of the Sunwolves. First points then of the second half. Nearly took 10 minutes to get there. We spoke about a potentially a high-scoring match. And at the moment, things look a little bit tight, but of course there's still plenty of time to play.
Knock on blue first.
Full half an hour.
Knock on blue.
Yeah, plenty to play, but plenty of time, but nothing going well, working well for the Stormers at the moment. And I must say, you know, you saw how the Sunwolves stopped that ball. There's some smart play. They've done some incredibly smart things in terms of trying to sort of depower the Stormers. The one area though that you can't hide is on the opposition ball. So the Stormers' chances are they're going to start trying to, you know, trying to suffocate them up front, and then maybe try to look at getting the result from then on.
Well, it's a crucial stage of the game in many ways. Very often the next 10 minutes, that sort of 50 to 60 minutes determines the direction in which a game's going to go in. And the Sunwolves have come out really battering in the second half, like they did in the first, making a lot of the right calls, minimising their errors. It's the Stormers with all those penalties that they're giving away. And Yaki Moli has been a tower strength as well, with Andrew Duratala for the Sunwolves up front. 2 loose forwards making a real nuisance of themselves. Also, they've been sleight of hand when they've needed to. Seen very few knock-ons. Error base has been very low. They've been very impressive, one's got to say. Stormers just losing their direction with their defensive work there. Again, it's Liaki Moli doing the hard yards there at the breakdown point. Change from Iwasa. And the Stormers really have got it in the back of their heads, probably thinking too, guys, we can't give away any more penalties. But right now they're under pressure through phases as we move into the 10th phase. Carpenter caught in possession. Well, there's the penalty we're talking about.
You can't dive on top.
Well, this is the sort of time in a match too when one looks to your more experienced players to provide the guidance. And maybe the Stormers want to be doing exactly that too.
Well, the tackle was made by Jean-Luc. You see Skalkberger attacks the ball. The referee felt that he played the ball on the ground and he had his hands past the ball. You know, it was a bit a difficult one. But that's the patience they really do need. They don't really have to chase every single little battle. Sometimes just standing up, make sure that you got your defensive line up and try and get the right decisions on your side.
Tell you what, it's been quite a day for TCPC, but somewhere along the line he had a miss one too. And that one was not that far off. Another sigh of relief breathed there by the Stormers. Right now the question is, where do they find some points? Well, maybe they need to listen to what Kabani Bobo had to say just now. Another decent hanging kick there from Carpenter with a catch. Wasa. Tell you who's been really impressive for the Sunwolves has been Andrew Duratalo. He plays a lot of sevens rugby. It's not always easy to switch back to 15s and get things right, but now the tackle count, rather than the penalty count, changes hands.
That's exactly what they needed. Just those moments that change the game. Someone to inspire, have to get themselves in the right position. I think territory has gone to Sunwolves in the second half.
Well, sometimes it's small things, as we know as well, that can maybe just change games, you know. Somebody's a catalyst, there's one little thing, a great kick to touch, some good line-out work, whatever it might be.
Good strong tackle from Nizam Khan, gets away from the position, but good work from the tight head. Malherbe getting himself over the ball and competing for the ball with all the intent to turn it over.
We haven't seen a driving maul yet from the Stormers, but here it comes.
Stand in front, it's fine, play on!
Leading the charge, Peter Steftotoy. That's really good effort from them. They've been so good with that driving maul. And it's such a useful tactic for them too. Now Nizam Khan. Support coming from Kolisi. Back in field to Johnny Kotza. Can the Stormers find some real pressure points here to attack the Sunwolves? One thing they don't want to do is miss a ball, give away another penalty.
Advantage blue!
Now Dutoy, I tell you, he's worked really hard tonight, has Peter Steftotoy. Groom. Mbanami. Skalkberger at first receiver, and then Sio Kolisi. Beautiful run from the flanker. Can he get there? He was looking for support. There wasn't any. Now it's Groom, head down. Do they look to play it wide, or does somebody slide for the line?
We're going back.
And that's good combining from Sia Kolisi and Skalkberger. A nice challenging line he ran there, but the Stormers now starting to up the ante a bit, and it all comes back, Burbs. You mentioned it from that penalty that Frans Malherbe got there. Look at what position they're in. What a good line from Sia Kolisi. We thought we're going to see another clean sidestep from him, but not this time. And the Stormers coming around the corner here. That is great work here. Impressive line.
You don't slide on a sandy pitch, unfortunately, as he could have just taken off. Well, he has another chance, perhaps, for a catch and driving maul.
No. Two.
It's a big moment there, Shimi.
The shot to Hori there. ex-captain coming on now. Good change from Mark Hammett. He definitely had more impetus at scrum time, and he's a very good ball player too.
Time on.
He's got a great history in Japanese rugby as the captain Shotohori didn't start this game as captain. Of course, he was on the bench.
One red.
Nick Groom, charge from the Allender. Just watch how quickly the Sunwolves, maybe from an offside position, flew up on defence.
Yeah, and they're just cutting the space down and making good leg tackles at times, but definitely cutting the space of the Stormers down.
Three as well.
It doesn't help with the long passes too, because with the long pass gives you enough time to get up on onto the players, and I think that's what the Stormers have to look at, maybe shortening up the passes, running a bit more direct lines. What Siya-Kolisi did there with Skalkberger, that's the example they have to look for.
Catch and drive from the line out. Maul them over the line. Surely could be part of the call. Well, it's a reasonable set that from the Stormers. Just crabbing somewhat at the moment, and the Sunwolves really have done really well to hold them up to where they are at the moment. Well, terribly messy. Turnover for the Sunwolves. Unbelievable effort from them. Out from Morley. Well, eventually going back in field now, Iwasa. Carpenter. Chance here for Kotza. Oh, we say a chance for the Sunwolves too. Gang tackling him. But they've managed to hold on to it, the Stormers. You see that the Sunwolves defensive line are absolutely in the starting blocks, literally firing themselves out. Well, that pressure may be starting to tell now.
No clear release.
Oh, it's a selfless thing, all defense. Players are really standing up for each other, showing the character of their side, knowing that if they can put the Stormers under pressure by their line speed, cut out their option taking, just not giving him any time and space, and they fronted up very well in that maul. And this is the work that they put on, and they turn over was the numbers over the ball from the Sunwolves. Turnover starting to really cost the Stormers and starting to really frustrate them. The keen and breakdown work has been exemplary from the Sunwolves.
It absolutely has. Again, no contest from the Sunwolves. They're happy to just get themselves defensively aligned. The quality of the ball that the Stormers are looking for, with enough forward movement that you just literally cannot stop. Once again, just look how close they are. Kotza trying to do some work there. Duplessis in. Now, Peter Steph du Toit.
Advantage.
He scored, has he? The hand up from the referee. Peter Steph du Toit over the line. Finally, the damn wall's broken.
A well-deserved try from Peter Steph du Toit. He's really put in a massive shift in this game. Finally rewarded, and the Stormers rewarded with the continuous pressure that they exerted to the Sunwolves inside the 22. Their driving maul has been the strength. This has been a well-set ruck. The ball is moved to the back. Bonambi has a go. Nick Groom adds on a bit of his weight into that. But this patience is what they needed here. Simple things done well. Bigger man latches on. Siya-Kolisi gives him a bit of help with Skalkberger. They dominate the contact and score over that. It's good work from the Stormers, good returns from the pressure they've inserted.
Well, another small thing there, two backline players in there really contesting at that more, which Shimmy hasn't, of course, mentioned, but...
Don't give them credit.
Yeah, that one, Shimmy.
What that?
So, Duplessis then, the one successful kick. Just to get into double figures. Really important kick this for the Stormers. Whacked it through. Well, they're still two scores away, or rather, yeah, 2 scores away from leading the Sunwolves. But maybe things are going to change now.
Yeah, and it came from the power up front here by Peter Steph du Toit. You're right, Tobani, he has put in a good shift, deserves that try. But just too much power. Eventually, what happened is the Sunwolves started being put under pressure, more penalties, which means more lineouts, more mauls, and play like this. Not a pretty try, but like I said, they all count. So fantastic work from the Stormers, and the Sunwolves now giving away penalties, and the pressure starting to tell a bit more.
And yet we're not seeing great movement from them on the bench.
No, not at all. Duratello's just come off, and I thought he was one of the, probably the player on in terms of, you know, the loose forwards. He's done really well. So they've taken him off, but good effort from him also.
Yeah, he must be certainly quite dog-tired, one would say.
No.
Colby, that kick's not gone out, so it'll be caught by Rion Viljoen. We've seen him drop kick from these positions. This he's not going to do. It's a pretty good up and under that. Big pressure on Jean-Luc Duplessis. And eventually it's Nick Groom that cleans up and looks for a favourable bounce, and in fact gets it. Little things are starting to happen, aren't they?
Oh, there's a bit of turn of momentum here for all the Stormers. The try has really galvanized them. The influence of Nick Groom, having the Skulk Burgers out there, really lots of energy from Skulk, and that has really changed, and all of a sudden their luck has changed.
Short line out called then. Shotahuri with the throw in. Again, looking for Moli. You've seen him in the lineouts. He's done a pretty good job. Yatomi, who's also on as a replacement, doing quite a bit of work there at the breakdown point.
No, 20. Stop there. Stop, stop. That's you. On now.
Colby. Yeah, Corbus van Wyk. We've seen very little of him. The ball hasn't really moved in his direction. Up for it he goes. Well, I was just going to say a beautiful take. I think it went backwards, so no problem with that. And now, well, the referee's maybe got a call from the assistant referee, Mike Fraser. There's some tired bodies out there.
Yeah, and talking about tight bodies, looks like Skumbuza Noche is going to come on. I'm not sure for who yet on the Stormers setup, so definitely Robbie Flake looking to add a bit more energy to the Stormers' cause, and he's an explosive runner. Skumbuza Noche will definitely have an impact.
No question about that. Explosive.
Let's go.
Just once again, it does highlight the importance for coaches in terms of how they manage their players from game to game, but also their replacement bench on the field of play. Sometimes crucial to creating victories.
And creating that competition within the side, and just everyone pushing each other, making sure that they keep each other honest.
There's certainly been no issues with the scrum for the Stormers tonight. That pass might have gone forward, but well, there's perhaps the call again from the assistant referee.
There was an opportunity from that scrum for the Stormers. Maybe an 8-9 will have worked much better. Make sure that you create that overlap, but you could see it was already a pre-call that was made, and they played still with the will, and they're trying to force the play again.
My opinion is the Stormers must just keep that ball in that scrum. They'll get a penalty, kick it long, and we saw what they can do from a walk 5-10 meters out. So in the terms of scrum ball, they must just keep on going, keep on working hard at scrum time, and keep that ball in there.
Some more changes there with Asahara on for Kakinaga, and we saw Nazim Carr coming off too to be replaced by Sikambuza Noche. And that pick up on that occasion from Ed Quirk, the number 8. I think the Sunwolves will also be pretty happy with trying to play some territory too, where the Sun, perhaps the Stormers feel a little bit under pressure, more under pressure in their own half.
Well, turning him around again, Tusipisi being the influential man that he is, getting the ball behind Johnny Cutter, the right winger, kicking to the opposite side of the field. It's a great tactic from them. And for the lineouts now, they want to really gain something from this.
Well, there'll be a carry up here, certainly. Siakalisi in the back line too at first receiver. And he comes in now to join the ruck. Kick over from Groom, potentially. It's a better kick from him, but the kick chase is relatively sluggish. And in fact, Johnny Kotzer was complaining that he was actually held back. Now he has a chance for Colby. Absolutely unhindered there, Rion Fullion with a catch. No pressure put on him.
Use it.
And over the top there from Yatomi. Duplessis. Well, Jean-Luc Duplessis had a look up and saw that there was a reasonable amount of space on that left-hand side. The bounce has favoured the Sunwolves on many occasions, as we saw also from that first try that was scored. So it's another big up and under.
Step.
Sunwolves. Tell you what, they must be really desperate to try and get another try if they can. At the moment, it's an advantage here to the Stormers. Can somebody find their way through? Mbanambi. We spoke about the little things, Kabani, and we've seen a fair number of them in the last 5 minutes or so.
Much more direct, getting over an advantage line.
First touch there for Noche is not a good one. It's a chance for Fullion to hammer it downfield.
Advantage over!
Exactly what the Stormers didn't need. It looks like Fullion is either very tired or maybe he's just stretched the calf.
Oh yeah, it's been very humid. Hydration will be vital for part of the preparation. A bit of a hard force pass there from Damien Dialende. Not a sympathetic one. You can see what it means to the coaching staff of the Stormers as we're starting to build a bit of rhythm, and mistake comes in. And now they have to build from inside their own 22.
I tell you, if anybody deserves a birthday or Christmas present from his team, it's Peter Steph Totoya. He has been the target. He really has had a major game tonight. Missing his partner in crime, Eben Etzebeth. He'll be back shortly, I'm sure.
And the Sunwolves just they're not contesting the more, so choosing to rather concede and go around, realizing they're going to lose the line-out battle, so rather give the Stormers the ball and try to stop them all so they can not get that rhythm.
Well, that's somewhat of a concern. That kick from Duplessis was very close to going out, close to the corner flag, but that's not close enough, unfortunately, so they're going to come all the way back to the 22.
What's quite vital about that is that, and then it'll be the Sunwolves possession, form a penalty, trying to find the touch line. Vincent Clark is on for Malhaba.
So some fresh legs onto the field with the sands of time. I won't say running out, but 10 minutes can be a long time on a rugby field. But for the Stormers, they really need to score twice. Drawing this match is not going to help their cause to the same extent. And losing it, of course, for many people would have been unthinkable.
I've seen some beautiful launches from the scrums from the Sunwolves. Let's see what else they can conjure up. Just the deceptiveness. You can see already they got Mopaseti Aya on first receiver. Just lingering behind it.
Now, one has got to give credit to the Sunwolves in terms of their tactical approach, but also the execution of that. I'm sure, as Shirley said, Mark Hammett will be really pleased with a lot of what they've done tonight, whichever way it goes. Yopi Atomi with the energy at the scrum half.
Leave it now.
There's another man that really has worked hard tonight, Loki Mali. There he is now. Into the half gap there with a backline player running onto the forwards and trying to find some way through. Mali. Followed up by Tim Bond. Yamalu. Well, I tell you, the crowd is certainly urging the Sunwolves on now, and the Stormers know that the try scored against them now is not what the doctor ordered, but he has a chance now. There's so much pace in the Stormers side. Can they find space? That's the key thing. That they can actually use that pace in some form or another. And the kicking execution certainly has been more superior from the Sunwolves. GCPC leading the charge as far as that's concerned. There he is now. Tatakawa with that change of direction. Yatomi. At times the Sunwolves have really played like a seasoned team this evening. Shows the value of having good support, home games working for you. Yeah, they come charging now. There's the pop pass. Now that's been knocked on. So they'll come back for the scrum then, belonging to the Stormers, but into their 22.
It's just the right players from the Sunwolves making a positive impact. Shotahori, good ball carrying, giving themselves another opportunity. Ball possession and pressure with the ball in hand from the Sunwolves. Nick Groom comes in to make the tackle and then the knock on. And the pressure, the Stormers. The kick was more of a retaliation than a tactic. Great take, great carry, and the offload contact well timed by Nick Groom. That's a reaction from what the Sunwolves management thought about it. And the crowd really kicking on here.
Well, the big screen says make some noise, so I think that's the call. They're honouring that. And of course the players on the field will be heartened by that. 7 points in it then. What can the Stormers conjure up? Groom with a put in. See Brendan Thompson, actually hadn't seen him sneak on for Jean-Luc Duplessis. So that's basically the whole bench outside of Hugh Jones for the Stormers on the park. As Robbie Fleck searches for that elusive opportunity.
Shimmy would be happy with that. Great experience shown by Skalkberger, knowing to keep the ball in the back of that scrum.
Yeah, it's the right call here. Look at that. It's held here. One of the locks slightly high up in that scrum, but the Stormers do well. They just get the traction going. And a smart play from Skalkberger. You're right, keep it in there, get the penalty, get upfield, and give yourselves an opportunity to score. Chances are we're going to see a maul here again also.
Well, it's a pretty attacking position. So Brendan Thompson with an opportunity here to provide some magic. Stormers are a little sluggish in getting to that line out. They want to make sure it works for them. Peter Steff took over the call onto himself, and then eventually it's saved there by Sio Kolisi. Dutoy once again. What a handful. Groom, Vincent Koch. Thompson. Damien the Islander has had that ball dislodged from his grasp, and it's a penalty. And there might be some calls here to have a kick at goal from Rion Fulyun potentially. Might be just a little outside of his range. But have a look at the clock. That's telling the story itself.
It's a bit ambitious, that.
Yeah, and the crowd here, a very quiet crowd now. They're starting to make some noise. They're starting to believe a bit more. You know, it's just quiet. They're thinking, you know, they've seen the Sunwolves, especially remember the game against the Cheetahs up so early, then they ended up losing that game. But at the moment, momentum is theirs, and they're looking very good.
Yeah, at times they've been really outstanding. They've defended well, they've kept their error base down, they've kicked most of their goals. GCPC with 4 kicks at goal. Ruta in the background. A little bit early at the moment. And unless it's for some other reason. Sunwolves looking to not just plug, but to drive the Stormers back from that maul. Rocky Molly with the ball at the back. It keeps getting past. There's Ed Quirk now. Still they come. That ball has now gone to ground, so which way does it go? PC, little chip kick over the top. It's going to be another penalty here to the Sunwolves. Penalty number 12 against the Stormers tonight.
Only against 6 for the Sunwolves, but it's a great driving maul again from them. And this is what we saw for Japan, how hard they worked into their driving maul. And this is a good patience from them, as in the way the Stormers had to finally take down the maul, and they get a penalty from that. It's an advantage, and they've gone for a touchline again. Just the way that the backs always willing to add a bit of weight into that momentum drive.
And the game for it again. Another more. This time looks like the backs might actually join here.
Well, that's great competition. Peter Steftertoy plucking that out of the air. Tough for Brandon Thompson. It's not a huge in-goal area, yeah. And it's a pretty good kick from him. Tight up against the touchline.
Red, all out.
Nick Groom up for it. Well taken by the little scrummer. Absolutely important that that ball was secured. Thompson now. I'm not so sure about that kick because they've surrendered possession in their own 22, have the Stormers. The Sunwolves always looking for an opportunity to run at the opposition, probe for space. Tim Bond taking it in. Rocky Modi waiting for it now. Been a Trojan. And of course, the crowd are very much behind the Sunwolves right now. Signs of time running out.
And probably drop kick zone also for 2CPC.
Well, he certainly is set for it. It could well happen. But I think in the meanwhile, they're just happy to hang on to that ball. They're playing positive rugby, really looking to try and score tries here. If at all possible, they could easily have just kept it goal.
Great steal from Vincent Koch.
Leave it red. Red.
It's all or nothing now for the Stormers. Gallender still on his feet. Colby, Groom, Thompson, Burger, rather Peter Steftertoy. Nick Groom trying to find his way through. Khaleesi. Thompson brought to ground eventually. So once again, the Sunwolves are making all the tackles they need to make. Here comes Colby's got it back his pace. Oh. Slightest of ankle taps stopped the fullback from scoring. There's no question about it. Now Khaleesi.
Massive opportunity on the outside, overlap for all the Stormers.
No hands lost.
And they've got big numbers out there. Thompson, Dallender just wants to straighten and keep it going. They must score here, surely. There's an opportunity here. Burger. Manambi with a pickup. Now Burger, can he find some support? Comes in the form of Ali Kebble. Difficult man to bring down. Made the hard yards. Here comes Vincent Koch. He hasn't got enough people supporting him. He doesn't need them. And the Stormers might just have got themselves out of jail. Ruta in the background, the genuine one that is, and the conversion to come.
Nice good work here from the Stormers. The maintained possession, which is very key. Players like Sia Khaleesi became much more influential. An opportunity was almost lost here as they created a space on the outside. Thompson linking up with his inside centre, trying to draw and pass, straightening up, hands on his outside. Skalkberger does well to retain possession. Thought that they made it a bit harder. Then it just at the matter of carry, physicality, straight from Oliver Cabell, getting over the advantage line again. And Vincent Clark said, wait my son, let me dominate, get over physically the Stormers, give him the South a chance, just maybe sneaking a draw.
It was an enormous try, just showed the strength of the man, but what about this pressure on Brendan Thompson now? This to draw level. The crowd are not helping him, but he would have shut them out. He knows what he can do, and he's got the 2 points. Vital 2 points from Brendan Thompson. Came on as a replacement, but what a finish here, Shami.
A very good finish from the Stormers, but Sunwolves would be proud of that performance. You look what happened at Newlands. They got convincingly beaten. They came back now, so fantastic performance from the Sunwolves, and well done to the Stormers for coming back.
Yeah, to both sides, eh? Excellent effort then from the Sunwolves, and who would have expected this? And certainly from the Stormers in that second half. They trailed by 14 points to 3 at half time and showed that things could work for them.